In Maine's chilled early spring, weather can change in minutes, and that changes survival priorities.
Hey, what's up, man? It's raining right now. Cody needs to quit beating on this freaking car hood, and we need to get this damn shelter souped up.
All the way back. The main thing is to keep our clothing dry. If we get our clothing wet, we're screwed. This is a deadly situation.
Well, I think this hood's gonna give us what we need, man, as long as we don't get a freaking driving rain here. Looks like it's clearing up a little bit now. But that can only be temporary as far as that goes. Well, I was out on my recon, and guess what's behind us? The ocean.
Which direction?
That way. 2 miles, maybe 3. I saw about a 200-foot freaking barge on it. It's a shipping lane. So I'm thinking maybe we ought to make for the coast tomorrow.
I think it's a no-brainer, unless it's pissing down snow or sleet or rain.
I'd have to agree with that, yeah.
I'm excited. That's a great find.
Did you see anything that makes it worth trapping for you out there?
I saw some squirrel sign and see a whole bunch.
There's digs out there. I found an area where a turtle nest had been dug up probably last year and the eggs have been scavenged. So there's going to be probably muskrat. There's going to be raccoon or possum.
If you think it's worth popping open the dog food from your recon, so I will support you in opening the dog food to bait traps. There are 500 calories in this can of Chunky Feast. That's 250 a piece. So it's definitely something, but it's not a whole lot. So we're going to use the calories in this Chunky Feast to maybe get more calories.
Ooh, look, gravy.
The consistency is like baby excrement. It's just slop.
Bon appetit. It's pretty nasty. It actually tastes like food, but I'm not sure what.
No wonder that dog looks half starved. I don't know, I don't see many chunks in that feast. It says made with real meat. Where the hell's the meat? Where's the beef? Where's the beef? Oh, there's a chunk.
There's chunk.
That's good bait.
Look at that.
That's got raccoon written all over it. So you should be able to use the chunks to bait the trap, and we'll deal with the rest later.
Okay. The tasty chunk dog food tastes like I mean, that stuff is horrible. But I'm going to take a couple chunks and go out and do some active trapping. So I just need a long piece of wire to use for a snare. This green wire right here looks like something probably for a replacement radio, so it's not going to disable this vehicle, just in case. Good thing about wire is it's pretty stiff and bendable. This area is probably pretty good. This log that I'm standing on is a natural crossing that animals will take to avoid going into the water. If I can put bait in close proximity to this, that's what I want. One of the main components of a snare is a spring pole device. This pine right here is good and live.
The key to this snare is having the pole at tension, so when triggered, it twitches up, tightening a noose around its prey.
Anything gets caught in this is going to get their face ripped off. Holy cow. It's going to capture the animal, and they're not going anywhere. Why is he doing that, man? We ain't gonna catch these traps now, I can guarantee you that, because all that banging around is doing is scaring every animal out of this area that might even be here.
That's loud.
And it sounds like freaking gunshots. Doesn't sound like help me. It sounds like somebody shooting a damn rifle out here. We're gonna go somewhere else.
Look at the size of this paper birch. It's still alive. You can see the buds at the top. A lot of people, of course, have heard tapping maple trees to make maple syrup. But we can tap this birch tree to get potable water. I'm going to take my knife and cut a wedge in here. See that already? See that water dripping? Doesn't seem like a lot, but over time, you know, that's a lot of water there. So now I'm going to fashion what was called a spile. It's a little ramp to get the drops away from the tree itself. Bloom, bloom, pretty steady drip on that thing. In early spring here in Maine, it's possible to pull 5 to 6 gallons of water a day out of a birch tree. And what's cool about this, it has some trace vitamins and minerals and a little bit of fructose and glucose in it. It's like a free energy drink out here in the wilderness. So that's a huge boon for survival out here. Plus, there's no need to disinfect this stuff. It's free water. That's a pretty cheap date.
Hey, what's up, man?
Try that water. That's pure birch water. What do you think about that?
Pretty good.
Damn good. Let's chug the birch water. I've got the Chunky Feast dog food, and we'll just have a good old hobo fire. It's almost like the Great Depression right here in Maine.
Wow. Looks like something out of my granddaughter's diaper.
You know that the FDA requires dog food companies to make their products fit for human consumption because in times of recession, dog food sales go up. This dog food is my friend in this situation, and I'm going to eat as much of it as I can and hope for raccoon for breakfast. Fire, a seat, shelter, dog food, each other.
Stuff is nasty.
God, is that the dog food or is that the hubcap that stinks?
I farted. Sorry.
So in the morning, you check your trap, saddle up on some birch water, and then head out, eh?
Yeah.
You need to go somewhere where the probability is higher to be rescued, and a major shipping lane is the place to do that.
It's already coming out the other end.
That's what I'm worried about. So here we are, morning of day 3. If there's no food in this trap, then it's all the more reason for us to get out of here and get to the coast. Obviously, it means no joy on the food.
What'd you have?
Nada. Well, that's just all the more reason to beat feet for the coast.
Yeah.
Cody and I have made the decision now. We're going to head for the coast. But before we go, I want to make sure that we have 3 things. I want to make sure we have a way to start firing. I want to make sure that we have something to leave for SAR to follow so that they know where we're going. And I want something to be able to signal for rescue when we get there.
There's a lot of risks whenever you leave a base camp. You could trip and fall, get deeper lost. The battery could be dead in a few attempts of making fire. I don't take it lightly leaving this base camp. This is a calculated risk that's worth taking for the scenario that we're in.
Dual survival's art of self-reliance. In a survival situation, boiling water makes it safe to drink, but nature's medicine cabinet can provide an extra boost.
You know, I'm surrounded by pine needles, which happen to be very full of vitamin C.
A handful of fresh pine needles have 5 times the vitamin C as 1 lemon.
In an area like this where the weather changes dramatically, it's very easy to get sick. But Cody and I have a hot broth full of vitamin C, and that will help boost our immune system.
Anyone in this scenario, if you dare leave that truck, you're going to where you think you have greater attractability.
When leaving a vehicle in a survival situation, there are 2 rules of thumb. Scavenge the vehicle for all it's worth and leave clear directions behind.
I've got bits and pieces from the tire, so now we're using that burnt rubber for paint. And I painted the direction that we went. I painted the fact that we needed help and that we were going to the coast. Those 3 pieces of information are very important. A pretty good billboard for come find my ass, I'm stranded.
I'm going to make a map on some birch bark.
Oh, okay. You can use this big piece in here?
Yeah.
The more information that we can give them, the better. So Cody's going to write a note that's going to have several pieces of information on it as well.
Welcome to my survival art class. Some things that rescuers want to know: where you're going, who's in your party, maybe experience levels, approximate direction of travel. So I have Dave, I have Cody, lost. We'll put the direction of travel approximately. So this is Dave, somber, no nonsense, masculine, flat top, big boots. And then me with my bandana and braids, and of course a lot more handsome, more muscular and more articulate and more athletic and bare feet. So hey, here's 2 guys. One's named Cody, one's named Dave. We are proceeding in this direction. Help. We need help.
Trying to figure out how I'm going to tote this battery with just some straps.
Any item that I decide to carry with me has to have at least 3 uses, or I don't want anything to do with it. This battery started fire for us once, it'll start fire for us again. It will also run the horn and the lights.
The holy grail of signaling.
So now we have audible and visual signal that we can use, whether it be a boat or an aircraft, because many aircraft follow coastline areas as well.
So 2 hubcaps, 2 signal mirrors, all the reflectors, horn, light. I would like to take that vinyl off the seat. I want something to stick on branches.
Part of our plan is to leave breadcrumbs along our way, just like Hansel and Gretel, for someone to follow to be able to find us. Cody's plan is to take vinyl from that seat and leave them along the trail. But on the other hand, vinyl's the same color as the trees. So what I want to use is I want to use glass. We have glass in these windows that we can break. Glass, there's no mistaking it. It shines. It reflects light all the time, whether it's daylight or whether it's nighttime, and you shine a flashlight on it. If they come across this glass, there's going to be no doubt in their mind it came from that vehicle because the whole back window's busted out.
I'm running my hands through it pretty good right now. And it's safety glass. It's not very sharp at all.
And this can be thrown over the shoulder like this, and we're ready to rock and roll.
You want to take the lead so I got glass in my pocket?
Yeah, we'll leave sign all along the way, and we'll get to the coast.
I think we skirt around this bog, man, and head straight that direction. We're in good shape.
I'm going to tie this on this tree at about eye line for visibility, the direction I'm traveling. I want to be able to see at least 2 of these at any one given point in time to have searchers potentially find us. Now I'll try to keep track of this one as I put another one up here ahead of us. Get another piece of this stuff out.
Damn, son. What the hell is that?
That's the dog food.
Whew, thought something crawled up beside you and died. Watch out for that glass.
So we've got stuff going up, you know, at eye level and below. We've got stuff going on the ground because that's what people do. They look at the ground. They're looking for tracks. They're looking for something that you drop. I'm trying to make sure this glass is on a high point so that there's a good chance they're going to see it either during the day or at night with a flashlight.
Oh, thick.
Dang, dude. I hope if somebody's looking for us, they got canines because they're going to smell your chunky feast feet 40 miles away.
Sorry.
No more dog food for you. Whew. Some good squishy stuff here, huh?
You hear what I hear, right? That's the ocean if I've ever heard it.
Oh, yeah, I hear the waves crashing, man. There's no doubt.
This must be your shipping lane.
I would say so. There's a buoy sitting out there. Yeah, good visibility out here, that's for sure. Hell, there's a boat right there.
Look at that.
Get up on this high ground out here. You got that mirror handy?
It's a long way off.
We just need to continually, actively signal. That's what being out here on the coast gives us the advantage of. These mirrors will travel a long, long way across this water.
He's pretty far out there.
Probably 3 miles.
You want to sweep that reflective shine across your target. 1, 2, 3, stop, pause. 1, 2, 3, stop, pause. Because I want that shine and that reflection to be visual and active, not just static.
I've hit him with an SOS about 7 times, dude. I can tell you that right now.
Most maritime guys and aviators are going to understand at least rudimentary Morse code. I want to give him an SOS, you know, ... dash, 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 ...